News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY is radio you can depend on with live, local talk on the biggest issues of the day. On this radio station, you'll hear lots of passionate opinions, the opinions of our hosts and callers, not necessarily those of our staff, management, or advertisers. Call 629-7970 to speak your mind. But when you do, your call becomes the property of News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY and may be recorded, edited, and played back at any time. Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Now live from our main studio, it's the Jim Leach Show.
Well, welcome back to the program. Final hour of the week. That means it's time for Butthead of the Week. Brought to you by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. And we're on Facebook Live with a brand new camera this week that I'm told is even more high def. I'm trying to take a look here. I don't know. I'm checking. What I'm seeing right now does not impress me with its high defness. But it's not actually playing at the moment on my computer, so let's see. Oh, no, actually, I lied. That's fairly high defness, but it looks like there's a longer delay, too, to be able to fully appreciate my awesomeness in high def. Apparently, it takes a little longer to do that. So, in any event, if you're watching on Facebook, you're a little bit behind, that's okay. Either way, get your votes in. But keep in mind the basic rules of the competition. Callers may not vote for News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY on-air personalities because, of course, we'd win every week. The callers may not vote for the other callers because it's my job to abuse, harangue, and humiliate the other callers. Also, there is a chance that if you say something really brilliant on the air, you'll get an emoji on Facebook Live, like I'm doing right now, and you can bask in the glory of that. Otherwise, it's as easy as a phone call to 217-629-7970. You can email your vote to me, jimleachshow@hotmail.com, or again, add it to the show thread on Facebook. Let's get right to it here. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
I am going to go for Donald J. Trump.
All right, to vote for Trump right out of the gate, tell me why on this very bad week for the Donald.
All right, because number one, you did hear about that ordeal with him and his top advisors about why we can't use the nuclear arms.
This is one of the most chilling things that has ever come out of any presidential campaign. This guy asking his foreign policy advisors, not once, but multiple times, why can't we just use nukes on people if we want to? And not really fathoming all of the reasons or any of the reasons why we don't do that, why it's morally and legally reprehensible to even contemplate it.
Exactly. I mean, do you want to destroy mankind? Is that his ultimate objective if he is president?
You know, I think his ultimate objective is just for everybody to say, hey, Donald, you're the king of the world. Wow, you're the most powerful, great guy ever. And I think he thinks that if you just blow up enough stuff, that'll be the end result. I don't think he's thinking about it in terms of the impact on mankind because he doesn't care about mankind. He cares about Donald Trump.
And Jim, you are spot on as always. Thank you.
Thanks for your call this afternoon. 217-629-7970. By the way, I think I mentioned it just in case. Butthead of the Week is brought to you by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
Jim, I could go with Donald or Hillary. Those are too easy this week.
Okay.
I'm going to go with our illustrious governor for his continual attack on the public service unions.
Yeah, but again, this really shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody. He telegraphed it for years before he got into office. So what I find amazing is the number of union people who were backing Rauner because they didn't like Quinn, even though, as I said, there was nothing hidden about this. The governor had made it clear for years what his objective was, and it was to go directly after public sector unions.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we get what we got, and but you'll have to admit, Quinn was not a very good asset for the Unions either.
Well, no, I mean, he certainly wasn't, but this is where, again, it comes down to, okay, you have a candidate that you don't like, so you're just going to vote for somebody different? Maybe you better stop and make sure if the other different person will be even worse for you. Change for the sake of change is usually a pretty dumb idea, because change can, in fact, be change for the worse, and I think we've proven that here in Illinois. Thank you for the call, 217-629-7970. Taking your votes for Butthead of the Week. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who gets your vote?
One big Friday vote for honest Hillary Clinton.
Okay, tell me why.
Because apparently she has mental short circuits that prevent her from telling the truth.
No, she told the truth.
I love it. What's her definition of is?
She told the truth.
I know. She's a liar.
No, she told the truth. James Comey said she didn't lie to the FBI.
Her short-circuited version of the truth. I love it.
James Comey said she didn't lie to the FBI. That's a fact. He in fact said that. I heard it in the hearing myself. But okay, listen, I get it. Nothing she says is ever going to satisfy you. That's cool. No problem. Thanks for the call. 217-629-7970. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who gets your vote for Butthead of the Week?
It has to be good old Governor Bruce Browner again.
Okay.
A while back he had made some ludicrous comment that if there happened to be a strike, he would bring in the National Guard. And as laughable as that may seem, today there were National Guard troops at state facilities being trained.
Well, according to whom?
I saw them for myself.
Being trained on what?
Well, anything from IT to HR to whatever.
So there's National Guardsmen in uniform wandering through state buildings and somebody saying, okay, here's how you enter this tax return. Here's how you file this document. Seriously?
It is seriously happening. That is true.
Did anybody get pictures of this or anything? Because that would be an explosive story if you could document it or prove it.
I didn't actually think to take a picture of it. I mean, everybody was kind of laughing and snarking about it, which I have to say we're not laughing or making jokes of the uniformed personnel, because they didn't sign on for this either.
No,
but it's just a gross. I don't know. It's an abuse of his powers, and it's not what it's intended for. And I feel sorry for the National Guard people too, but he is just, I don't know. He is a failure in every single aspect.
Hey, I appreciate the call. I got the vote down. Do me a favor, if you would, and shoot me an email or a Facebook message with some details as to what agency this was, et cetera, what type of work, because I'd like to follow up on that. If that is really happening, if they're really bringing in National Guards people and training them how to do various jobs in the bargaining unit, that is a massive story. So I'd like to get some more details on it to see if I can nail that down. Thank you for the call. 217-629-7970. We're taking your votes for Butthead of the Week, and you're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's getting your vote this afternoon?
Hey, Jill, how's it going?
Good.
I did make it back. Obviously, John Terranova, his Notre Dame education obviously didn't take so much spreading those funny business emails to state rank and file.
Oh, I don't know. It was a very well-written letter.
It was.
Certainly it certainly articulated its message clearly, which is basically the union is going to hurt you, and we're here to help you. We're Bruce Rauner's people. Trust us. So it was well-written. Now, whether you consider it to be a work of fiction or a work of fact is a different story altogether.
And unfortunately, some will buy it.
Appreciate the call this afternoon. 217-629-7970. John Terranova, the governor's chief labor negotiator. A couple of folks have expressed a view today. It's like, well, boy, that doesn't sound like him. We always found him to be somebody who would negotiate in good faith. Well, but, he's working for Bruce Rauner these days, and that may have some impact on his approach to these issues. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
The governor.
Tell me why.
I diametrically opposed to the ability sign requiring doctors to to, if they choose so, not to provide information on abortion.
Well, why
that
shouldn't...
should be...
Go ahead.
Well, the logic there, Jim, is one, you would say that just because they're providing the information doesn't mean they're sponsoring.
That's correct.
And I say if you use that logic, then you could easily say that just because you have a brochure sitting in a state facility on religion, that the state's sponsoring it. And I think that
But religion's not the state's job. Medicine is the doctor's job. And when a patient
but it's not
comes...
the state's job.
Correct, but it's the doctor's job. And doctors do have to follow rules and regulations. When a patient comes in and says, I'd like information on my range of medical options, for the doctor to say, okay, well, I'll give you half the options because the other half offends me, that doesn't make any sense, because this is about the patient's rights and the patient's needs.
Okay, but here on the flip side of that, we have tied the doctor's hands from providing information as to why abortion is not a good.
That's not. Now, hang on a second.
That's
That's not true. They can provide medical information about the risks of abortion. They can't provide information about how God's going to send you to hell if you have an abortion, because that's not medicine.
I would check into that further, because I think that when it comes to emotional trauma and things of that sort, I don't know. I don't think that they can do that.
I think, again, it has to be scientifically based. You can't just say, well, I knew a woman who had an abortion once and she was really sad afterwards. No, you can't do that. You can't sit there and try to proselytize to people. You do have to provide medical information. And I see nothing wrong with the state telling a doctor, if a patient requests medical information, you need to provide it. Thanks for the call. 217-629-7970. Email jimleachshow@hotmail.com. Or again, you can find me on Facebook. Lots more of your calls are on the way. We've got electronic votes that are stacking up, and we're on Facebook Live, and we're in HD, which means I'm even better looking than usual. This is your lucky day. 519, pucker up. Try a refreshing lemon cooler or fruit smoothie at Culver's West on Wabash. 10-minute weather guarantee. Shaping up to be a beautiful night and a beautiful weekend. Low tonight of 66 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine and a high of 84. 64 for the low tomorrow night. Sunny and 83 on Sunday. Sunny and 83 on Monday. And 83 degrees now in Springfield. News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Depend on us.
For information when you need it, the way you want it. On air, online, on the spot. News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Radio you can depend on.
New and improved. Better than ever. You spoke, we listened. The new models are in and going fast. Picked and delivered at the peak of freshness. Now with a secret formula. The new showgirls are in at Deja Vu. Leading independent studies have shown that 4 out of 5 dentists agree the girls at Deja Vu are the best. The 5th dentist was a blind dentist, and I'm not even sure he's really a dentist. But see for yourself. The one building in town right now that is filled with sexy showgirls. Each one with that new showgirl smell. That line didn't really work there. Never mind, Deja Vu.
Be sure to join the Deja Vu text club now. Text the VU to 545454 and you'll get a free pass you can use right now. The VU is open until 3 a.m. during the week and until 4 Friday and Saturday. Hot movies in the XXX arcade, plus a wild selection of adult toys for some at-home entertainment. Deja Vu, just off Stevenson Drive, where the party never ends.
Deja Vu.
Let's check in now with Mike Quimby joining us from Green Hyundai. Mike, how's it going there today?
Hey, Jim. Beautiful, fantastic out here at the beautiful east side of Springfield where, hey, I'm giving the manager the week off next week, so I'm going to be bell to bell working every day, putting every deal together I possibly can. And, folks, that means I'm going to be putting extra in the trades, packaging up a short deal for the company and a big deal for you and making you a low price deal. Now, hey, I know, lots on your mind, lots going on, but hey, it's not going to matter who gets elected president, which candidate does. You're looking at possible higher interest rates no matter who wins. So get out and get some of this 0%. We got it across the board on all new Hyundais. Every car has 0% on it. And then up at the north facility, directly in front of Menards, right across the street from Super Walmart, that's where I'm going to be for the next 3 days. So stop by and see me and get 0% on all pre-owned cars.
It's true. If you wait, you might see higher interest rates, but we can guarantee you'll never see lower than 0% available right now at Green Hyundai. Mike, tell them again how to find all the Green Hyundai locations.
That's right, folks. Green Hyundai Certified North on North Dirksen Parkway in front of Menards, right across the street from Super Walmart. Our East facility directly in front of JCPenney's, and the beautiful West Side store just opened up on the corner of Isles and Veterans Parkway.
Go see the good people at Green Hyundai in Springfield. Hey, Mike, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it, Jim. Thank you.
The heartbeat of the arts community comes together in one building, the home of Springfield's brightest talent, the Hoagland Center for the Arts.
This weekend at the Hoagland, the Springfield Area Arts Council presents the Songwriter Series, Songs and Stories, a benefit for the Amp Up the Arts campaign. Music from local favorites Amy Benton and Springfield legend Tom Irwin, with very special guest Nashville songwriter Sally Barris. Sunday night, it's Lance Lipinski and the Lovers, with the driving Jerry Lee Lewis piano rhythms, the swagger of Presley, and the energy of Little Richard. You're gonna love this modern throwback to the 50s and 60s subculture. Don't miss Lance Lipinski and the Lovers as their tour stops in Springfield Sunday night.
The Hoagland Center for the Arts, the heart of the creative community in Springfield, 6th Street, downtown. This message made possible by Midwest Family Broadcasting in support of the arts in Springfield.
It's not too often you hear a kid say, "When I grow up, I want to be a salesperson." Now, who are we kidding? Nobody ever says that. We're polite Midwesterners. We don't like talking about money, much less asking people to part with it. That's why at Midwest Family Broadcasting, we don't hire salespeople. Our crew doesn't go out there and put business owners in a headlock and throw their car keys on the roof until they buy something. In fact, we don't let our people even talk to business owners until they've learned the principles of good advertising. Working here, you get intensive training from top marketing mavens across the country. Decades of systems that have turned good local businesses into successful household names. You gotta want to help and have the integrity to put our customers' needs above all else. Easy job? No. Challenging, enriching, rewarding, and fun? Every day. Call Mark, have a simple conversation, and see if it makes sense for you to work here. 467-2820. 467-2820. Midwest Family Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer.
We can't prevent bad weather, but we can give you the upper hand against it. Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY.
News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Oh, God, there's so much that's amusing me this afternoon. I got a little freaked out. I forgot that our new Facebook Live technology also includes the ability to switch. Oh, God, and there's Zoom. There's Zoom out technology too. Oh, there's Kyle, our tech guy, has gotten all fancy on us. We have a new high def camera, but it also allows him to like switch between different shots. And there's apparently zoom out capability too, because while I was starting to talk to you and look at the computer screen, the picture started to move on its own. I thought I was in a time warp. That was so weird. This is a very, very technologically advanced production on Facebook Live this afternoon. If you're watching there. If you're just listening to the radio, that's good too. A technology that has served us well for decades in this country and has made America great. So either way, you are set this afternoon for Butthead of the Week, brought to you by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. 217-629-7970. Let's go back to your calls. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
Donald J. Trump.
All right, tell me why.
For the film that he saw of the Iranian cache that he actually didn't see.
You know, I did say earlier today, and I was impressed because I never thought I would see it in this campaign, that Donald Trump did, in fact, admit that he was wrong, that he had screwed up.
It took him 2 days to say it, though.
And again, the bigger problem here is the fact that he went out and said it in the first place without even bothering to inquire of anybody. Okay, what exactly is this I'm seeing here? He apparently saw something on the news, decided in his own mind what it was without even checking a single fact on it, and then went out babbling publicly about it. That is
that's a surprise.
Well, you're right. It's nothing unexpected for Trump, but it's also, can you imagine if that's the way he were to actually conduct business in the Oval Office, how disastrous that would be?
May I also say, though, 255,000 new jobs in July. Wow, let's make America great again.
It was a good day, and a good day for my 401k on Wall Street, too. Thank you for the call, 217-629-7970. Email jimleachshow@hotmail.com. But the zooming in and out is freaking me out on Facebook right now. Technology, though, has its good and bad points, and it's fine. Kyle, you can keep zooming. I know you're having Kyle, our tech guy, he's like, oh, my God, this is so much fun. I'm just going to zoom in and out. I'm really hoping there's not like a don't switch the camera angle away from me just because for God's sake. I'm hoping there's not like some setting that makes me like an X-ray or something, because I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that before it's done too here. And and then on the other end of the technology spectrum comes Chris Murphy, who was trying to apparently use voice text to send me a vote. And nothing's working right on Chris's voice. It came in as Pothead of the Week, and then he was trying to tell me it's Andrew Bogut. I think this is what it ultimately wanted. First, I had Andrew Bolget, then it was Bout, then it was Bogut, and then it says as an NBA star, the entire Australian Olympic team for their whiny tweets about the accommodations. In real, I think it means unreal. USA bringing a fix-it guy to fix their rooms. Why wasn't Australia that smart? Good point. What we heard from the father of Ryan Held, which is very exciting, by the way, Ryan Held, local Olympian competing this weekend, is that actually the accommodations are not bad down there. They got a room that wasn't completely finished, but he said they're comfortable, they're fine. The thing that wasn't finished was the kitchen. They're not using the kitchen anyway. They're eating at the Athletes Village. So they're not complaining. They're pretty happy down there. And the parents, they're not down there freaking out about the water or the mosquitoes or anything. They're just going to go and enjoy the Olympics and hopefully watch their son bring home a medal. And we're going to be cheering Ryan Held on this weekend. Very exciting stuff. We got lots more of your calls to get to. We're going to start tabulating the votes that are coming in on Facebook. You can email your vote to me, jimleachshow@hotmail.com. Another full half hour, and we'll crown a new Butthead of the Week. It's 5:30 now. Pucker up. Try a refreshing lemon cooler or fruit smoothie at Culver's West on Wabash. Again, it's looking like beautiful weather from here on out through the weekend, keeping the fingers crossed that everything stays this nice just like it is right now, because it'll be a great weekend if it does. Let's get the details now. Mike Wenmacher's in the News Center.
For news you can depend on, I'm Mike Wenmacher, News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM, WMAY. Not a bad day out there today, but better weather in store for us this weekend. Springfield's dependable weather is less than 5 minutes away. There are 46 confirmed cases of Zika virus in Illinois, but state health officials admit there could be others infected with the virus who don't know it. Zika only causes symptoms in about 20% of the people who have it, but State Public Health Director Dr. Niraj Shah says there is no cause for alarm. He says Zika is only apparently transmitted by one type of mosquito, which isn't found in Illinois. All the cases diagnosed in the state were apparently contracted during travel outside the country in areas where Zika is much more common. State workers are getting advice on how to change their union membership status from Governor Bruce Rauner's administration. The Capitol Facts blog reports that Rauner's labor negotiator has sent an email to state workers to tell them of their rights under the law and providing a link for workers to change their status to fair share and a sample letter that can be used to notify the union of the change. Fair share employees pay smaller fees, and that money cannot be used for any political activities by the union. AFSCME says the state is misleading employees. The White House says money paid to Iran earlier this year was not a ransom for hostages, but Congressman Rodney Davis flatly rejects that explanation. The $400 million payment was transferred to Iran on the same day 4 Americans being held there were released. Appearing live with WMAY's Bishop on Air, Davis said the payment was clearly a ransom with serious repercussions for the safety of other Americans.
That put a price on every head of an American citizen in countries like Iran now. It's disastrous. It's going to have long-term consequences, and that's exactly why I can't wait for this administration to be gone.
Davis says he expects Congress will convene hearings into the payment once lawmakers return from their summer break. The family of an unarmed black teen shot as he fled Chicago police late last month is calling his death an execution. 18-year-old Paul O'Neill was shot in the back after crashing an allegedly stolen car into 2 police squad cars and then taking off on foot. Some video of the incident was released Friday, but there is no video from the body camera of the officer who shot O'Neill. The camera was not turned on, and authorities are still investigating why. It's a major milestone for one of Springfield's most popular annual events. The Fat Ass 5K handed out $153,000 to 35 charitable organizations Thursday night, pushing the total contributions since the downtown race began to more than $1 million. Organizer Christy Mahurst says the event has come a long way from its early days.
Yeah, and it's really incredible because when we started in 2008, we gave away $17,000. So as you can tell, that's a huge jump to give away $153,000.
Now, Maher says the focus is on next year in the 10th annual Fat Ass 5K. The event combines a traditional 5K race with many other features, such as food, beer, and live entertainment along the route. As Donald Trump heads to Wisconsin for a campaign event this evening, one prominent Republican in the state is telling him, "We are Ryan Republicans here in Wisconsin, not Trump Republicans." State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos is expressing allegiance to House Speaker Paul Ryan after Trump's refusal in recent days to endorse Ryan in his primary battle. The Olympic torch relay has reached the end of its journey to Rio de Janeiro. The relay that began with a ceremonial lighting in ancient Olympia, Greece in April ended in Rio's Flamingo district this afternoon. The flame will next be used to light the cauldron at tonight's opening ceremony. There was a late detour for the torch today with protests and heavy crowds forcing organizers to shift the relay away from part of the famed Copacabana beach. We give you more than 40 local news updates every day on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Depend on it. Look at the markets. The Dow of the day up 191 points to 18,543. The Nasdaq up 55 points to 5221, and the S&P up 19 to 2182. Major League Baseball action tonight. The Cardinals host the Braves at Busch Stadium. The White Sox host the Orioles at the Cell, and the Cubs are on the road in Oakland tonight as they start a series with the Athletics. Now, Springfield's dependable weather on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. The rest of tonight, mostly cloudy skies, low 67. Saturday, partly sunny, high 84. Saturday night, partly cloudy, low 65. Then on Sunday, partly sunny skies and a high of 83 degrees. Our next news comes your way at 6 o'clock. Breaking news and weather bulletins at once. I'm Mike Wimmacher, News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Depend on us.
All right, we are back, and at halftime, hang on a sec, because I understand there's an additional technology here that I need to. When we can zoom in here, Kyle, I'm testing out the technology here today. That at halftime, our leader right now, is it working? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Anyway, but. Sorry. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes of this program. Governor Bruce Rauner is currently in the lead at halftime. Donald Trump is close behind. We have a few others picking up some votes as well. And still plenty of time for your calls to change the outcome here. So keep them coming in. Or your emails, or, of course, your votes on Facebook. 217-629-7970. Butthead of the Week continues next. The Jim Leach Show, News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Depend on us.
He's one of the few people about whom it could be said he knew how to fly a plane before he knew how to drive a car.
Yeah.
True story. The first man to walk on the moon, not surprisingly. Today is the birth anniversary of the great Neil Armstrong.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And speaking of great, that's a great way to describe the deals we have here at Green Toyota, Volkswagen, Audi. They're great right now. Here's Green Toyota's Casey Lane.
Maybe you're looking for a truck. The Toyota Tundra, built down in San Antonio, Texas, is a great... In fact, you may be driving along the street and go, wow, that's a good-looking truck. What is that?
Yeah, that truck looks like it would pull the space shuttle.
That's right. Chances are it's a Toyota Tundra. The 2016 Tundra gains the Entune infotainment system as standard, and lots of great stuff on the 2016s, which, by the way, you can get a good deal on. The 2017s are coming in.
After all, it is Neil Armstrong's birthday, so I'll say what he might have said. One small price for man, one giant savings for mankind.
That's right.
On West Wabash. See us today. Remember, at Green Toyota.
We're all in this together.
Checking in now with Randy Herpel, a man who's making the happy sounds of a guy who's finally found a new employee to fill a hole in the operation there. And that's always a good feeling when you find the right person. Now many others can find the right people, too, the people at LubeMaster. Randy, we're talking this week about customers' rights and responsibilities.
That is correct. And what it is, feel free, get online, check this out, because it may very well affect you. It's called the Magnuson-Moss Act. It's nothing new. It's been around for a long, long time. But what that says is that, yes, as the consumer, as the vehicle owner, if you are under warranty, you must maintain the vehicle in the manner that the manufacturer recommends. But it goes on to say, this is the important part, that you can take that vehicle anywhere you wish as far as taking care of the normal maintenance. Now, if you have a recall or if you have maybe a factory recall or maybe warranty work that needs to be done, well, yes, in most cases you do have to take that back to the dealership. But for normal maintenance, you do not. And the important part of that is you don't have to wait for your car for that long. You don't have to spend half a day in a dealership lobby. You don't have to find a ride back to work. You don't have to make appointments. At Lube Master, you can just come on by, drive on up. Your next one in line will get you in pretty darn quick, get you out, answer any questions you have, and we can actually take you out to your vehicle and show you what we're talking about. And you never have to leave your vehicle or take all your belongings out of it because you don't know for sure where that car may be. So if you have any considerations about what happens to your car when you're not around, well, you don't have to worry about that at Lube Master because you are around if you wish to be.
There you have it. Again, watching out for you, watching out for your rights as a consumer, and always watching out for your vehicle. Randy, tell them how to find you, please.
Well, we're at 415 East Stanford Avenue. We're here from 8 until 6, Monday through Friday, 8 until 5 on Saturday. And, of course, you can always give us a call on the phone at 525-6425. Everybody have a happy, safe weekend. Stay as cool as you can.
Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. Thanks, Randy. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jim.
Sitting in a captain's chair, surrounded by a sense of style, and a cocktail in your hand, you know this place was made just for you. Keeley's Place is where video gaming becomes comfortable. Inside, it's a lodge-like feel that momentarily transports you to a Northwoods cabin. That alone would make it a great place, but a chance to win money makes it even better. Keeley's Place, the different kind of video gaming place on Sangamon Avenue next to Thornton's, where winners win. Even you.
There's a saying that goes, work smarter, not harder. It can be overheard at a job sometimes. Well, if you ask us, the same is true when you're looking for a job. After all, just because you have the World Wide Web at your fingertips doesn't mean you should have to search the entire world for your next job. There's a smarter way. Visit helpwantedspringfield.com. It's where local employers post local jobs for local workers like you. Reliable, honest, and who care about this community. Your community. It's what we like to call the hometown advantage, and it's proof that you don't have to go far to go far. Your next job is right around the corner, so go ahead. Search jobs and apply online right now, because nobody connects you with local hometown employers better than we do. And nobody has a better selection of job openings than we do. Get a job with that hometown advantage. A job that'll make you happier. A job you deserve. Visit helpwantedspringfield.com. Local jobs that work.
Do you own a real business that makes real money? Not just an idea for a business, but a real revenue-generating business. Then we have what every business needs to run and grow. Cash. Call the Business Cash Advance Line, and in just 5 minutes, you could be well on your way to securing up to $1 million in funding for your business. Use the money however you want. Try new advertising, buy inventory, purchase equipment, or pay taxes and other bills. Call now to secure up to $1 million in less than a week. The process is quick and easy. Call the Business Cash Advance Line to speak with an account manager now. Representatives are standing by, so if you need to get up to $1 million in working capital to grow your business, don't wait. Call right now.
800-430-7958. 800-430-7958. Call now. 800-430-7958. That's 800-430-7958.
Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY. Now live from our main studio, it's the Jim Leach Show.
Continuing on, Butthead of the Week is brought to you by Lube Master on Stanford Avenue, where they treat yours like it was theirs. Keep in mind the many ways you can cast your vote. Fastest and most direct is 217-629-7970. When you do so, I'm going to be here going, all right, explain yourself. Why are you voting that way? So, probably a good idea to have an answer on that one. You can also email your vote to me, jimleachshow@hotmail.com, or post it on Facebook, as many, many people do. We'll start counting those up in just a moment. Let's go back to the phones at 217-629-7970. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
Well, this week is the 20-year anniversary of the song Macarena.
Oh.
I was going to nominate it, but then I was thinking the song Macarena will make a better president than Trump will. The So my vote goes to Trump for trying to be a common man because we all eat KFC with silverware on our private jets and don't even bother to open up the mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah, that was the most offensive. I don't really care if he eats his chicken with a knife and a fork, but that mashed potato and gravy was just sitting there getting cold. Dude, you don't do that. That's the meal right there. Honest to God, seriously, if I could, I would just go in and order a big cup of the gravy and a straw. Oh, KFC brown gravy is so good. Yeah, that was pretty horrible. Thank you for the call, 217-629-7970. Of all the reasons to mock Donald Trump, his silverware habits are pretty low on my list, but a lot of people are offended by it, because apparently he was also trying to eat like New York pizza with a knife and fork too. No, Donald, no. Just no. 217-629-7970. All right, let's start checking out some of the Facebook votes here. Out of the gate this afternoon, a Butthead vote for Governor Bruce Rauner for his continued attacks on AFSCME and violations of state policies on computer users to distribute his attacks. It does seem weird that the governor is using mass emails to all state workers to seemingly try to scare them of their own union, to make them frightened of what their union is doing. To the best of my knowledge, nobody has brought this up to any kind of a labor board or sought any kind of an unfair labor practices ruling on it. But I wonder if that might not happen at some point, because it seems like a question that should at least be raised, shall we say. Here's a Butthead vote for Richard Nixon for starting the Republican Party down the path it walks today. And by the way, Dick, you were a crook. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. It's possible that I'm not correct about this. I think that might be our first ever vote for Richard Nixon on the nearly 20-year history of Butthead of the Week. But it's entirely possible that it's not, that he's gotten actually votes before. So in any event, there's a vote. And that actually started a whole big online debate as to whether dead people can be named Butthead of the Week. And the answer, by the way, is yes. I don't think we've ever had one posthumously win Butthead of the Week. But in fact, dead people are eligible to be Butthead of the Week. So keep that in mind. Hi, you're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
I'm voting for Bruce Rauner.
Okay.
I gave all my opinions earlier when you said I can't really comment on anything. I mean, basically, a liar is a liar, and that's all I'm going to say. But the other thing I do have is, where are these reps that keep saying that they were going to talk and fight and get him to come back to the table? They sent one little letter, and that's all they've done. I've not heard a peep from these 3 reps of our area. Nothing about them going and trying to get him to come back to the table. Not a single thing. Don't forget, we still remember what you 3 did. And hopefully at the poll, unlike Butler, we can't do anything about him, but I'm hoping that people remember and vote out the other 2, because they're not doing anything to try to help us. Thank you.
I appreciate your call, 217-629-7970. And we do have elections every couple of years for exactly those sorts of issues. Hi, you're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY.
Yes, for Butthead of the Week, there's 2 reasons why I want to vote for Governor Rauner as Butthead of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is not work with the Democrats like Jim Edgar worked with the Democrats and got the state back in the black and reduced the deficit, got us on the right track in regards to fiscal responsibility. Then Ryan and Blagojevich came in and screwed that up.
Can I just respond to that?
Republican and a Democrat.
Let me respond to that. Hang on a second, but let me respond to that real quickly, though, because the argument would be made on the other side that it's not so much that Rauner won't work with Democrats the way Edgar did, it's that Madigan won't work with Republican Governor Rauner like he did with Republican Governor Edgar.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. But, neither one of them want to work for the benefit of the people of the state of Illinois and get us out of debt and balance the budget and get more industry back in the state that we keep losing. And we're also losing our prominence or our importance in the Electoral College, too, because we keep losing population.
So you're putting...
The other thing I want.
And by the way, we don't have any importance in the Electoral College anyway. We're a solidly blue state in presidential years, and nobody cares about us in the Electoral College. So
that doesn't mean things can't change.
Well,
the other thing I want to say about Rauner, his Butthead of the Week, is he signed that Senate Bill 1564 trying to force pro-life agencies into mentioning other alternatives such as abortion, which is murder anyway, of innocent unborn children that are not.
Well, it's also a woman's legal right, and so what he's saying is if you're a medical provider, you have to provide complete information on medical procedures.
Well, there's also this thing called right of conscience,
Right, and this modifies that to say that your right of conscience does not trump a woman's right to information.
Well, women can go, Jim, come on now. Women can go out and get that. They know that information.
Listen, why do women go to doctors? To get information on their medical options.
Which is in the newspapers.
They go to doctors to get information on their medical options. The doctors is obligated to provide that information. What's wrong with that?
I don't think abortion, unless it threatens the life of the mother, is a very good health option.
It's medical care, and it is a woman's right to. I don't care what you think about it. It's the woman's right to make that decision for herself. It's not your right to make the decision for her.
But the state's regulated, Jim.
The state is regulating it. That's exactly what happened. The state regulated it and said if you are a healthcare provider, you have to provide information that your patient requests. The state is regulating it, and you don't like that either. Thank you for the call. 217-629-7970. Wow, that was a little all over the map. All right, back to Facebook here. And here is another. This one is for Darren LaHood, Congressman Darren LaHood, for posting on Facebook without reading the actual news. That was a Facebook post referencing this $400 million payment to Iran, calling it a ransom, which the White House says, number one, it wasn't a ransom. Number two, by the way, this isn't new. This payment was disclosed months ago at the time it was made. We said at the time, this is what's happening. This is what the money's going for. But the Wall Street Journal trotted it out again this week like it was something new and undiscovered, which it, in fact, wasn't. And we already were aware of it, but, of course, the drum is being banged again now. So that's a vote for Congressman Darren LaHood this afternoon off of Facebook for Butthead of the Week. Here's a vote for the governor. It says that John Terranova, this is again about the memo that went out to state workers from his labor negotiator, John Terranova. But the listener says that JT's only his lackey, so the boss gets the vote over this latest email garbage. So that's another vote for Governor Bruce Rauner. But the next vote is actually for John Terranova for proving over and over again, this is the listener saying this now, proving over and over again he doesn't have the slightest idea what ethical behavior is. I have to wonder if CMS even has an ethics officer because he keeps lying to state workers and nothing is done. Of course, a lot of people feel that this is a deliberate attempt to mislead state employees by constantly referencing the September 1st strike date, which does not appear to exist, and by suggesting that state workers are going to get fined if they try to cross the picket line, which Ask Me Today said is not going to happen. Hi, you're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who's your vote for Butthead of the Week?
Well, I'm going to jump on the small bandwagon, and I will also vote for Richard Nixon.
Okay.
Actually, seriously, when he was vice president in 1954, and semi-seriously in 1969 when he was president, in conjunction with the routine he had worked out with Kissinger, he threatened the Vietnamese with using a nuclear weapon in Vietnam. So Trump is just continuing in that tradition.
Boy, and if you're going to really model yourself on anybody, why not Nixon, right? Good Lord. Thanks for the call, 217-629-7970. We will come back. We've got a couple more electronic votes to get to. Still plenty of time for your phone calls as well, 629-7970. 5:51 now, pucker up. Try a refreshing lemon cooler or fruit smoothie at Culver's West on Wabash. 10-minute weather guarantee looking pretty good for tonight and for the weekend. Just the tiniest chance of a pop-up shower in the next hour or so, but I think we're in the clear, and we should have a pretty nice night with a low around 66. Tomorrow, look for partly sunny skies and a high of 84, 64 tomorrow night. Sunshine at 83 on Sunday, sunny at 83 on Monday. And in Springfield now, we are at 83 at News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Depend on us.
To give you a voice.
I think that's just what I think.
On the stories you care about.
We can only learn from the situation. My point is...
Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY.
Hello, I'm Randy Herpel, owner-operator of Lube Master. Listen to what one of my valued customers has to say.
My name is Crystal Tarvin Busher, and I work for the Real Estate Group. I've been going to Randy at Lube Master for 8 years now. To be honest, he is the only person I trust with my car.
At LubeMaster, we do things a little differently. When you leave our shop, we want you to feel confident that your vehicle was properly checked and is in good working order. If you have a component that needs service now or will need service in the near future, we want you to know. Nobody likes surprises.
This is the reason why I love him so much. In my career, I'm a realtor, and my vehicle is like my second home. It's very important to me to have somebody take care of my vehicle because my vehicle is so important to my job. That's the reason why I always go to him, because he's the only person that I trust.
So next time you get your oil changed, think about LubeMaster at 415 East Stanford. Avoid your next road disaster. Come to LubeMaster, where we treat yours like it was ours.
There are far too many kids that have been neglected, perhaps on the cusp of getting into trouble. In our city, we have the Rutledge Youth Foundation, an agency with the mission of teaching teen boys and girls valuable skills that help them lead an independent life and become productive members of our society. Life-changing and many times life-saving. Using the combined resources of 4 surrounding counties, the Rutledge Foundation has grown to become a place of intensive case management services. But details aside, the Rutledge Foundation can point to thousands of responsible adults who were once troubled youth. This is just the kind of ally kids in our community need. Allied Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is happy to lend their support to the Rutledge Foundation and encourages you to do the same. Learn more at RutledgeYouthFoundation.com, helping abused and neglected youth since 1952.
Dude, sick bike. So, who'd you have to convince to let you borrow their Harley?
No one. It's mine. I just got it at Hall's Harley-Davidson.
How could you afford that?
They have an awesome selection of new and pre-owned Harleys in stock. Their staff helped me find my dream bike, and they even customized it. I can't wait to show this baby off at the Summer Thunder Tour.
I wish I could have my own Harley by then.
You can. I'm telling you, go check them out at Hall's. We can ride together.
You mean I could go with you now?
No, when you get your own Harley.
The road begins at Hall's. Where it ends is entirely up to you.
Don't you hate wasting your money on ineffective diets, weight loss programs, and gym memberships that make big promises but fail to deliver the lasting change they guarantee? So do we. That's why at Fit Club, we've created our Keep the Change program. Now, when you become a member of Fit Club, you don't just gain a great place to work out, you gain a partner. As your partner, we stick with you for better or worse, and we're every bit as invested in your success as you are. So in addition to working with you to give you the best possible chance at success, we also share in the responsibility if things don't work out. If at any point in your membership you don't make it in for an entire month, you won't just be wasting your money. Instead, we'll take our half of the responsibility and bank it for you. So when you come back, you'll have that money available to invest in any of our programs that will best help you change your life and keep that change for years to come. You deserve more than a gym. You deserve a workout partner. Come experience the difference for yourself at Fit Club. Visit change.fitclub.net today for more details.
Fit Club! Turns out we sound even better in stereo. Depend on News Talk 94.7 FM and 970 AM WMAY.
Man, I love the fact that our new technology for Facebook Live allows them to switch to a different camera angle during commercial breaks so I can scratch myself freely while I'm on the air. One of the few pleasures afforded me here at the radio station. So that's why I went into radio, so that, there wouldn't be cameras around when I have to scratch myself. But, we've found a workaround. All right, just a couple of minutes left to get your final votes in for Butthead of the Week at 217-629-7970. Bit of a landslide is developing here this afternoon, but don't let that stop you from making your voice heard. Want to go back to Facebook? Here's another vote for Governor Bruce Rauner for the latest email to state employees on his behalf. Says, I've created a folder labeled propaganda in my state email program so I can properly file this and other similar messages. Boom! Man, wouldn't that be funny to be the state IT guy and see how state workers are taking care of these emails when they come in? Propaganda. I just probably can't repeat all the words they might be using for it. 217-629-7970. Last call to get your final votes in this afternoon to let us know who you think is most deserving of the title Butthead of the Week. It's been a singularly bad week for Donald Trump, even by Donald Trump standards, which are not particularly high. And Trump has said and done a lot of horrible, awful things. The difference is that now it seems to actually be leaving a mark. We're seeing poll numbers now that not only show Hillary Clinton hanging on to her post-convention bounce, but actually building on it. The cumulative effect of Donald Trump's missteps, one after another, are really starting to pile up. And even so, with that, he's still only in a distant second place in our Butthead balloting this afternoon. You're on News Talk 94.7 and 970 WMAY. Who gets your vote for Butthead of the Week?
Governor Rauner, Jim. I heard the admission went from $7 to $12 for the fare.
No, to $10.
Oh, well, and the free preview night's gone. So
that's correct.
I
That's
don't know.
$5.
I don't have young kids, but I can see where for some families that would be a hardship.
Well,
and,
actually, but kids are free, so I mean, it will even out a little bit in that regard. And, quite frankly, I get it, but I also get to look around in the state of Illinois and look at how we don't have nearly enough money coming in. This is at least voluntary,
Yeah,
We're going to have to do a lot of involuntary revenue raising here before too much longer. So at least the voluntary stuff, you can decide to go or not to go.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I heard him say he's going to shake things up in Springfield, but I haven't really seen much evidence of that, and now he's making it so you can't even go get a lemon shake-up at the fair.
I don't know. Look around. It looks to me like everywhere you go, he's got somebody picked up by the ankles and shaking him till all their money falls out, and that's going to continue here in the state of Illinois. Thank you for the call, 217-629-7970. With that last vote, the landslide is complete. Governor Bruce Rauner is your Butthead of the Week. Enjoy your vacation, Governor. We'll see you back here next week. Just about 6 o'clock now. Pucker up. Try a refreshing lemon cooler or fruit smoothie at Culver's West on Wabash. I know I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I hope you will as well. I will be here with you for Solid Gold Sunday morning.